Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm excited to be here live on Facebook with you guys today. You guys might be asking, and quite a few people have asked me, like, why don't you do live videos anymore? I used to almost every single morning religiously do live videos here on Facebook. And what I did is I would talk with you guys, communicate, share something with you guys. I would download that video and put it onto my YouTube channel. That's the main place that I share my message. But here's the thing, Facebook makes a poor image video out of my video. When I save it, download it from Facebook, it's just a poor image, and I want a high quality image for my YouTube channel. So I just directly record videos now on my iPhone X and directly upload them to YouTube. So that's why you don't see me here on live. I do hang out a ton on Instagram stories. That's where I'm always sharing just the daily life of being a dad of 5, being a husband, being an online health and fitness coach, what that looks and so forth. But I'm going to tell you guys this a story about Gabby and my honeymoon that was 12 years ago. You know, recently back in July, we had our 12th anniversary. And it got me really thinking about last night as we were having this conversation with these kids. We're taking them on the largest cruise ship in the world, and it's paid for 4 of us through our company, through earning it. And it really got me thinking about trips, and it got me thinking and flashing back to our honeymoon. So I'm gonna tell you guys briefly about it. So Gabby and I are married. We met in 2005 at Warped Tour, a rock concert at the fairgrounds where tons of bands come play, sort of like Woodstock, but of the 2000s. So that's where we met. It's pretty cool. We have a photo of the day we met because I played in a band and she promoted for a venue, and they came up to us and said, hey, can we take a picture of you guys for our website to promote this venue? So we got a picture. So we literally have a picture from the moment we met, which I don't think many people can say. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, a year passes. That was probably June of 2010. We got married in July, or 2005, sorry. June of 2005, we got married in July of 2006. So we're super excited. We're going to go on this honeymoon. You know, when you guys get married, you're excited about that honeymoon and the experience you're going to have. You thought about it your whole life in sort of a way. And so here's the interesting thing about us. I had a checkbook and I have cash in a bank account. We don't have a credit card. I don't have a debit card. And it's so crazy to think that 12 years ago, I didn't have a debit card or a credit card. At this time, we are getting ready to go. We plan the trip. Luckily, Gabby's brothers work for Delta. We get this discount deal on some flights. We got a flight standby. And then Gabby works for the Hilton Garden Inn and for the Embassy Suites. So a cool thing about that is, like, an Embassy Suites hotel that would cost $159, $200 cost us $29.95 or $45, depending on where we chose. So we planned this honeymoon. We're gonna fly to Miami. I got online, I booked the cheapest, most inexpensive rental car that I could find. Here was the goal and vision. Fly to Miami, get the rental car, drive up north to, I think it was Palm Beach, stay at, I can't remember what order it was, but it was like Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. So we booked online this rental car. We had our flights at discount. We had our hotels at discount. I take $500 cash in my wallet. It's all we have. No debit card, no credit card. The hotels are paid for and the flights are paid for. So we have $500 to live this honeymoon dream. So that's to go do excursions, go to the beach, go out to eat, all of that fun stuff. So we get there, and remember, the goal is to go to like Palm Beach, to drive the rental car to Palm Beach, stay at an Embassy Suites. The next day, drive to Fort Lauderdale, stay at an Embassy Suites. The next day to go back to Miami, stay at Miami, and then the next day we'd fly back. So 3 nights on our honeymoon. So we get there, we get in the shuttle bus that's going to take us to our rental car. I know this is kind of a long story, but it's so funny to think back on. I get there and they won't give us the rental car because I don't have a debit card or a credit card. I've never rented a car before in my life. This is going to be the first time. And so they won't do it. I get my parents on the phone. My dad has a credit card. I'm like, okay, my dad's going to put his credit card down for this car so we can go. And they're like, no, the card has to be in your name. We can't put it on someone else's name. And my dad's on the phone. I'm talking to the desk. I'm a little bit frustrated, but they don't let it happen. So we're like, okay, so what do we do now? We have a reservation that's, I don't know how far it was, but it's like 2 or 3 hours up the coast. And how are we gonna get there? We don't have this rental car. And it's already paid for online and they won't give it to us. So we do what we have to do. The crazy thing about this too, it's not like a rental car place that's at the airport. It's like the cheapo one that's like 5 miles away from the airport. We took a shuttle to and we have no idea where we're at. And so we get our suitcases. It's hot. It's if you've been to Miami, we're in Miami. Our wedding was on July 29th, so this would be July 30th. We're in Miami. We got all our clothes, we got our rollaway suitcases. And so we just start walking with our suitcase. We got to find somewhere to sleep. We have $500 cash. And so we start walking. It's like, I don't know much about Miami, but I remember it was like Calle 9 or 10 where we walked out, and that's where we were at. And I remember there was all these overpasses and we're just walking. It was the saddest walk you've ever seen. We're just like, because it's so hot and we're sweating and we're looking for a hotel and it's night. And we go to the first hotel and it's like $225 a night or something like that. We can't afford it because we only have $500 to make it until 3 days later. And we have to eat and all that stuff. So we don't stay there. We keep walking. We finally find a hotel that's $110. I think it was like 108, something like that, final cost. And they're like, yeah, we got a room for you. So we paid with cash and it smelled like smoke. It was horrible as far as the smell. And we're just like, man, okay, but we got somewhere to sleep and we're not out on the streets anymore. And it's got some AC, even though it smells like smoke. And we hate the smell of smoke. So we stay there. And then I guess you'd say God answers a prayer the next morning. I open the blinds. We're in the corner room looking down on that street we were on the night before. I open the room and there's a car lot. Like not a big car dealer, like the local car lot. You know, the one that has like 25 cars on it. Anyway, right on the corner, there's this cardboard sign standing up that says, we rent our cars. So we walk down there and they let us rent a car from them for like $200. So we rented a car with $200 cash and we drove all the way to our next hotel that we were gonna stay at. And then the cool thing happened. We got there, we checked in, we told them the story at the front desk, like I'm telling you right now. And Gabby works for the same company, right? And it's cool how when you work for the same company, there's kind of a connection. They're like, oh man, on your honeymoon, and you had to walk down that street. Like, I can't believe you guys are alive, and we're awesome. We're super glad that you're here. And they upgraded us to the presidential suite. So that was super awesome. We stayed there. We didn't have any money to go do anything other than just eat out and walk around and walk to the beach and stuff. So that was so fun. We enjoyed every moment of it. We came back to Miami. We went to the beach, stayed in the hotel we were supposed to stay in. And remember, those two were already paid for. So we got to go out and eat, and that was fun and whatnot. So that was our honeymoon. So I'm going to fast forward now to one thing that I absolutely love about the company that we represent. And I'm just going to be straightforward because I'm super proud of it. We represent Beachbody, the #1 home health and fitness company in the world, with world-class fitness, world-class nutrition, support and accountability of people like me and people that you might know in your life, and then also the opportunity to have financial rewards. Whether it's submitting your results and winning the $500 they give out daily, or whether it's referring a product to somebody and earning a 25% commission. Those are the 4 pillars that I believe make this company incredible. So it came to this point in 2011 when we had after our 3rd daughter. You guys might have heard this story before, but I was just super overwhelmed because we're at this place where I'm working 12-hour days from 5 in the morning to 5 at night. Gabby is going to work at 3 and she's coming home at 11 o'clock at night. And I just remember feeling so scared and overwhelmed. It was 18 days after the birth of my daughter, Elena. She's now almost 8 years old, but this was this crazy thing. I've been a coach now for 8 years. But I just remember feeling like the world was spinning around me, like there was this heavy weight on my shoulders. And it was because I was afraid of how I was going to continue to provide for my family, especially with a new and 3rd baby, with my wife working nights and me working 12-hour days, and then having these hospital bills that come, as you guys know, that have kids after you have children. And so I had to make a decision. Do I go to get another job? Do I go back to school? Do I go to school online? Do I quit this job I'm at and try to find a better job? Does Gabby need to leave the hotel and go get a different job? Does she need to get a better job during the day? And we put our kids in daycare all day. Like all of those questions. And they're weighing down on me heavily. And that's the day that I decided that morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know what? There is this opportunity to help people with programs like P90X, Insanity, not at the time 80 Day Obsession, but you guys know how the list goes now with Lift 4, what we're doing now, all of that stuff. But there's like 25 different workouts. And I have the opportunity to help somebody lose weight, and Beachbody's gonna pay me to do it. So the options are for me, I go get a second job and take more time away from my family by being at another job, or I build a business of helping people on the side, at home, when they're in bed, and on my lunch break. And so the decision was obvious to me. Build this business. And as I made that decision, it's crazy how the stars align, the universe aligns. Because at that moment, I saw a bunch of people just like me and just like you on a cruise ship in the Caribbean, having the time of their life with my heroes like Tony Horton and Shanti. And I was so mad. Like I was pissed off. I don't say that word often, but I was pissed off because I was struggling so hard to even pay the bills and working 12-hour days and every Saturday and sending my kids to a babysitter that I said, why not me? Like this is BS. Why do they get to live that life and I don't? I'm a hard worker. I'm a good person. And so I made the decision, like I'm gonna go on those freaking free trips. I'm gonna go on those. I'm gonna earn those. I'm gonna figure out what those people are doing and I'm gonna earn trips like that. And so I asked my coach, the person that brought me into this company, I said, hey, how do I go on that trip? And she said, you just gotta help 5 people every single month and you get a free trip. And I was like, done. Like, I'll figure that out. I can figure that out. I'll do whatever it takes. And so I worked my butt off. And over the course of that year, I set a goal to make $10,000 to replace my wife's hotel income and to earn that trip. And then Gabby and I were able to earn that free trip to Atlantis in the Bahamas the next year, completely paid for her and for me, other than I had to buy the flights to get there. And it was like this chance and opportunity to have a real vacation. But one thing I want you guys to know about that, when we got there, we paid for the flights. Even though we were coaches, we couldn't afford hardly to eat the extra food that was there. The grapefruit was like $8 a piece. And so we ended up eating these huge monstrous burgers called the Titan Burger that was like $12. And I'm just having a great time reminiscing and remember this. But I remember each year they would announce this free trip. And the next year we went to Disney World and we brought 3 of our kids. So Gabby, me, and 3 kids went to Disney World. I earned that completely 100% for free by helping 3 people every single month that following year. And then we continued to work hard, as you guys know, and then we were able to end the year in the top 5 of the entire company, and Beachbody paid for Gabby and I to fly first class in one of those sleeping pods to Italy, where we were able to go to the Colosseum, go bike riding through Tuscany. And that was where I truly felt that we had like the honeymoon that we deserved and that Gabby deserved as my wife, where we were able to earn that through the company. And we've gone on to earn 7 other free trips like that are in the spring every year to cruises or we just got back from Mexico this past spring, and we're planning to go on the largest cruise ship next year. And one cool thing, we're going in March. And one thing that I want to share with you guys that I'm super excited about, a shift we're making, is Gabby and I have both earned that trip for 2 people, for 4 people every single year. And what we've done is I bring Gabby and then we bring 2 of our friends that are working hard on this business. We say, hey, you're the hardest worker on the team this year. Here's a free trip for 2 that we earned. Come with us. And so we've always done that. But this year, we have adjoining rooms in the junior suites on the largest ship in the world, and we are bringing 4 of our kids. And it's gonna be absolutely awesome. We talked about it with them last night. And guys, that is because we have taken the chance to spend our time, instead of just watching Netflix and me playing Call of Duty and watching playing video games and playing softball and all of these things, I took that time, instead of doing that, I still worked my full time, and instead of doing those things, I helped people get results with these programs, nutrition plans, supplements and the support and accountability, and we're able to do this. So if you're out there and you're like watching, I was like, how does he get to do all of that freaking awesome stuff? It's really quite simple if you're willing to do the work to earn a trip for 2 every single year. So I want you guys to know that. And if you're out there like me, I'm doing this video specifically in hopes that it makes you mad, because that's what caused me to change and make the decision to fully do it. When I sat there in my cubicle and I watched these people go on trips, and I was like, this is BS. Like, I work out hard. I'm transforming my life. Why am I in a cubicle and these guys are on a trip? And I made that decision to make that change and to put the work in behind it to make that happen. So I want you guys to know it's possible for you guys. And like it might look like I don't ever work. I'm in a tank top and board shorts all the time. Today, I'm taking my kids to their soccer game, and then I'm taking a business partner from Utah up to our cabin in Island Park. We're gonna go fishing in the morning, and then I'm gonna be back at 3 to help deliver and take my kids to all their activities so Gabby's not overwhelmed with that task. And then the next morning, I'm gonna wake up at 3 and I'm gonna go archery hunting with my dad. And I work while he drives, the little pockets of time. When my dad drives me, I work for an hour and a half on that drive. When I sit in the tree stand for an hour before dark, I'm writing the post that you guys see on my Facebook every single morning or on my Instagram. So it's not like it takes extra time out of my life necessarily to build a business like this that you guys see. It's that I just do little things every single day in the pockets of time when most people just sit down and do nothing, or sit down and scroll their Facebook, or sit down and scroll Instagram, or sit down and watch Netflix. I sit down and I reach out to someone and say, hey, how are you doing? How can I help you? What's your next goal? What's a plan? Do you have a plan in place for your next goal? And I continually work on doing that. So guys, we're gonna continue going on these trips, on these vacations, and we're gonna continue working hard. And we are in the best position as a company. I want you guys to know this, to do even more than what you guys have seen over the past 8 years with me now. And I'm gonna say that specifically because, how do I word this in a short amount of time? Because I've already been going for 18 minutes. Our company there's the Beachbody that did sales from infomercials. That's a separate entity, let's say, where Beachbody makes an income and a revenue. We built the company from $50 million to $1.3 billion since I've been with the company. And so if we look at that, there's money that comes into the Beachbody side that's not connected to us, me as a Team Beachbody coach, or any of you guys that are coaches, or any of you guys that are thinking of coaches. And there's millions of dollars of revenue and millions of customers over there. Well, what Beachbody is doing is they are putting all of their eggs into one basket, and they are taking all of those customers and everything and pushing them into having a coach. So all of us that are coaches and that are coaches and will become coaches, all of that will be now directed into Team Beachbody alone, into the lead program that we have for those coaches that are helping at least 5 people every single month. So my question to you guys is, are you gonna sit back on the fence and say like, man, that would be nice? Or are you gonna take those small pockets of time that you have every single day and do something that feels good, getting yourself in the best shape you've ever been in? I'm 37 years old and in the best shape I've ever been in. My kids are learning healthy habits from me, and that's because they see me work out inside of the home. They see what's possible out of life by not living paycheck to paycheck like we used to, because they see me work and they see daddy say, okay, girls, I have this call from this time to this time. This is my work. I'll be in the office. I'm not leaving the house, but this is work. And I teach them what it means to follow through with something and to continue working hard throughout life, and that you reap what you sow. And what I want you guys to know about life is you're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have springs just like you're gonna have winters, and it's important that you always, every single day, make one small step forward in the progress towards your end destination of where you wanna be. Love you guys. I know that went a little long, but I'll see you guys later.